Sometimes it's about more than manifesting. You got to do the work. Welcome to the Keep It Uplifting podcast, where we discuss lifestyle, fitness, and motivation. I have with me the man behind the camera. Talk to the people.
Hey, man, I love talking to the people. Hello, world. You know what I mean? Thanks for coming back with us.
And I am your host, Uplifting, and we have a very special episode for you. It's episode 31, and, some new things have happened and transpired in my life, and I wanted to touch on that and just let people know that there's nothing that should be stopping you, and, just had a baby, you know what I mean?
Congratulations, Pops.
Baby number 2, and I was just thinking about how I'm trying to make a lot of things happen as far as my business, right? Mm-hmm. And I think there's a lot of people who are, or I believe there are a lot of people who are going through the same thing, where they're trying to start a business or maybe looking to get another job, and, they have family.
Yeah.
They have things that they have kids, or they have family that maybe even getting in the way, aunts and, or they're caretaker, they're caring for parents,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
but they're responsible for somebody else other than themselves.
Of course.
But they're trying to make their life richer.
Yeah.
And I was reading this book again for the second time, Crush It. And chapter 4 is kind of big to me because it's called What's Stopping You, right? And in the book, it really just kind of cancels all of your excuses. And but I'm gonna read an excerpt from the book here, and it says, align all eight of the essentials: intent, authenticity, passion, patience, speed, work ethic, ability to attract consumer attention, and master social platforms and content. And you have the closest thing to a formula for crushing it that I can offer. Right? So this is a book by Gary Vee. He's a well-known marketing guru, and but he's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And it talks about, in another excerpt from the book, it says, I asked my team to give me a list of the most common reasons they've heard, whether in the comment sections of our content or in their interactions with other aspiring entrepreneurs, for failing to crush it, right? And here's what they came up with. I have a full-time job. I don't have any money. I have kids, right? I don't have time. My industry has too many strict rules. I have an idea for an app, but I don't know how to code. My parents don't get it, right? My family is holding me back. I'm afraid my friends will get ahead of me. I still haven't finished books assigned by my life coach. No one was watching. Only a few people were reading. And the list goes on, right?
Yeah.
And, every one of these is bullshit, is what it says in the book. Okay. And some belong in the category of, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Is what it says.
Yeah, some was more bullshit than others.
Right. And I believe, looking at a lot of these, it talks about my parents don't get it, or my family's holding me back, right?
Yeah.
Or I have it's all of these things that we seem to be bound to, but none of them are really in the way of you crushing it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, I have another life in this world, right? It's life changing.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's also life enriching at the same time.
Yes.
Right? Like, why wouldn't I push harder?
Right.
Why wouldn't I work, more late night hours? You know what I mean? Like, what are you really passionate about? And if you're passionate about it, why aren't you really doing it?
Yeah.
It's something other than your family holding you back.
Yeah.
So also in this chapter, it talks about the fear of failure.
God, that's
right?
a big one.
And it says, the first paragraph is, Well, that's what people say they're afraid of anyway. I think they're really afraid. What they're really afraid of is being judged by people whose opinions mean something to them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's more so what I really wanted to talk about is stop worrying about, and we talked about this before, but stop worrying about what other people think and using your family
As an excuse.
Or using your job
As
an excuse. Do you want to win? Do you want to crush it?
Yeah.
What are you really trying to succeed at?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to succeed at saying you attempted? Or are you trying to succeed at what you're really passionate about and what you truly desire? Like, what are you working for?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I'm having this podcast discussion with you, because I really want to know, what do you think that people is holding people back? Because maybe it's something that I'm not thinking about.
No, I think a few. That's why I say some of those excuses is more bullshit than others. Because some of them has a reality to it, but they're all controllable.
Right.
And they're controllable by you, by that internal person.
All of these are victim excuses.
Oh, I was getting there, boy. What? I like how you pull
this
words
happened
right
to
from
you. Everything's happening to you.
Yeah.
So what that tells me is that you're reactive in your life.
You're reactive. You got to be the hammer and not the nail.
Exactly. So you need to be proactive and change your stance.
Yeah.
Get control over your situation.
Get control. Right.
Right? Like, you shouldn't be fighting with your job because you know your job's set. Most people's jobs are set. Mm-hmm. You can work 10-hour days, you work 8-hour days, you work 4-hour days.
Right.
So that's there. Your kids are there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have the time, you need to build that time out.
Yeah, well, you need to create the time and have the power over
right.
your situations.
But that's
in order to succeed, you need that.
But that's being proactive. We talked
right.
about planning in another episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to plan to win.
Yeah, that's the goal.
It doesn't happen by happenstance.
Yeah.
You listen to anybody about about how they became famous or how they started their business. They planned. Yeah. They planned to be successful.
Yeah, they willed themselves to it too.
Exactly.
They took power and they took control over their situations to get themselves out of it.
It is in your control to crush it.
Yes, completely.
But people choose to crush their dreams.
Right. And then blame it on
outside circumstances.
Mm-hmm.
So what's stopping you?
Mm-hmm.
What's stopping you from winning? That's what I really want people to think about. There is a fire inside of everybody about doing something. I met a young lady from high school who's starting her own business. It lit an even bigger fire in me to keep going.
Yeah.
She said, and I don't want to misquote her, but pretty much she's trying to change the world for young ladies.
Okay.
Right? Like people who gone through things like herself with whatever self-esteem issues or just valuing others' opinions. Right. Stop doing it for other people.
Yeah. Yes.
Start doing it for yourself.
Or even stop placing higher values on other people's opinions than yours.
You just out here trying to look good. Yeah. I did I've done so much stuff with so many people, bro.
You brushed on it. People want to look good because they want to tell people how many things that they attempted. When nobody even really cares on what you attempted.
Nobody care about
what are you winning
What
at?
are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing today? Every day is what have you done for me lately?
Exactly.
Not what you tried to do.
What's the action?
Yeah. This ain't Polk High. This ain't Al Bundy. People probably don't know about that, but there are no glory days in life.
Mm-hmm.
Every day is a glory day.
Yeah.
You should glorify that day with your effort.
Mm-hmm. You
got people out here that are desperate to have some of the resources and relationships that some people have. And all you can do is hold yourself back.
Yeah, I mean,
come on.
Like you said, that's a victim mentality, and that's weak. In order to win, in order to crush it,
Right.
like the book says, you have to take control, you have to take power, because if you're crushing it, think about you want to people who are
Yeah.
it's a business book, correct?
Yes, it's an
Okay,
entrepreneur book.
right.
Yes.
So we're talking about business,
Right.
entrepreneur. You have to be a boss. You have to be a CEO,
Right.
which means you have to be a leader. And you have to have power.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you're gonna have employees, and you're gonna have things coming your way.
Right.
When you're operating a business, and what are you gonna do then? Are you gonna make excuses
Right.
why why that didn't happen?
But you
Are
said
you gonna let your employees have power over your business that you worked hard to create?
You said it so eloquently, dog. Take your power back.
Yeah.
People are acting like people I know personally are acting like the power's not theirs.
Yes.
Right? Things will happen in life. But are things happening to you, or are things just happening around you?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I've got a newborn. I have to make certain decisions, but none of those decisions will impact her more than me going after my dreams.
Yes.
You have to you just have to crush it. Keep it uplifted.